Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Chaitanya Gaura Bhakta Vinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Gaura Bhakta Vinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Haribol, 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 Nitai Gora Haribol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo, 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 Jagara Haribo. Itai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Me, Sai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahansa Pavarikacharya Asatarsha Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pavarikacharya Asta Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavindi Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shamkun Radhakund Giri Govardhan Ki Prem Shri Gaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Go Bhaktivinoda Ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Ganga Mai Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Vrindavan Nami Ki Mayapur Dami Ki Jagannath Puri Ki Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees, and all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga.
I'm not singing. Okay, all right. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladala Dadayine. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha.
Shilatanka nakhalaye. Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho. Just in case. Yato yato yami tato Narsimho. Bahir Narsimho, Hridaye Narsimho. Narasingamadim Sharanam Prapade. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Sarakama Adbhuta Shridham Dalita Hiranyakashipu Anubrinda Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Shriman Bhakti की भक्त विघ्न विनाशाय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि 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 बोल
Hare Krishna. Karta?
Short introduction. 1 minute introduction.
Oh, you want to do?
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining today's Sunday Feast program. We're very fortunate to have His Grace Gauranga Prabhu. Let's chant 3 times Haribol. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. This time is very valuable. She's leading many projects, especially Govardhan Eco Village is one of the biggest projects, and many other ones. He's a GBC member. So he's a leading preacher. Worldwide is preaching. So he's a senior disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So we have a lot of lessons to learn from Prabhuji. So let's hear attentively from him.
Thank you. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravana Chari Yamuna Tiravana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravana Chari यमुनातीरावनचारी जय जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकचारष्टोदरक श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रीला भय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन विविध संस्थापक आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकचारष्टोदरक श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगामयी जमुनामयी की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की श्रीला प्रभुपाद ट्रांसलेशनल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की पुरुषोत्तम अधिक मास की ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Agyan Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. So on the occasion of Purushottam Adhik Maas, today we will discuss on how to become immersed in our spiritual practices. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared 500 years back, he shared a wonderful formula. And he said, "Ei rupe achandale kirtana sanchare, nama prema mala ganthi podila sansare." Lord Chaitanya appeared to distribute Harinam in the entire universe, garland everyone with the flowers of prema, strung on the string of the holy name. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he inspired each one in this age of Kali to take to the process of bhakti with the following 3 steps. First, he inspired everyone to be spiritually absorbed. Spiritual absorption is a very, very important element, because unless we are spiritually absorbed, we cannot develop the spiritual connection in a genuine manner. When Maharaj Parikshit is hearing the Bhagavatam from Shukadeva Goswami, Srila Shukadeva Goswami tells him a very important point. Shrunoshva avahito rajan api guhyam vadamite broyo snigdha sashishyasya guravo guhyam apyuta. You are qualified to hear because you are hearing with rapt attention. And you are able to hear with rapt attention because your mind is pure. Your mind is pure because you have aligned your thoughts and your will and your desires with the will of those who are guiding you and leading you. Snigdhasya shishyasya. You are a shishya. You are allowing the gurus to guide you in the most appropriate manner. Bruyuhu snigdhasya shishyasya guravo guhyam apyuta. And therefore this absorption and hearing and chanting with rapt attention is extremely important. And so in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we have the example of Thakur Haridas, who, although born in another community, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made him the mascot for the chanting of the holy name. Every day, 22 hours, he was chanting the holy names of Krishna. But it was not mechanical chanting, he was absorbed. And the purpose and the reason why he became absorbed was his intention was aligned with his prayer. And the prayer or the holy names of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This Mahamantra literally means, please engage me in your service. Please engage me in your service. And we are repeatedly praying to Krishna to engage us in his service for 2 hours. So if you pray like that, Krishna will take it seriously. And then he will send the service. But when the service comes, we say, please don't engage me, engage him in your service. Why you are engaging me so much? So then Krishna becomes confused. And therefore the inattention begins. So Thakur Haridas' absorption was because of the alignment between his intention and his action. So there was one local zamindar who was envious of him, and he sent one prostitute to break the vows of Thakur Haridas and involve him in a scam. And when this prostitute visits Thakur Haridas in the middle of the night, Haridas Thakur looks at her and says, Haridas kahe tomar karimu angikar, sankhya naam na hoye amar. Haridas says, I will definitely reciprocate with you. I will fulfill your desire. But Sankhya Nama, my chanting of the rounds is not yet done. When my chanting is done, then I will fulfill your desire. So one young gentleman was asking me in a challenging tone that anybody who comes to ISKCON temple, you keep telling them chant 16 rounds, 16 rounds, 16 rounds. Where in Bhagavad Gita is Krishna is telling Arjuna, chant 16 rounds? Which shloka? Is there any shloka? On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, did Krishna ever ask Arjuna, Arjuna, rounds are over? Or did Arjuna ever tell Krishna, my dear Lord, take the chariot behind that tree, 4 rounds remaining? From where this 16 round has come? I was in a yatra. It was night 10 o'clock. There was another gentleman with me in the room. He was looking very angry and sitting on the bed, and there was beads in his hand. And I said, why are you looking angry? We had a great day today. He said, it is 10 o'clock at night and 10 rounds are remaining. So I said, that's fine, but why are you looking angry? He said, I'm thinking, who brought me to ISKCON? So sometimes we make commitments beyond our capacity to follow, and we get trapped. And then we engage in a blame game. So Prabhupada said, the process is simple, but it is not easy. So when this gentleman was asking me this question, where 16 rounds, I said, Krishna is telling to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Chant 24 hours. Can you chant 24 hours? You cannot chant. Therefore, Prabhupada said 16 rounds, at least 2 hours. So the man immediately said, Prabhupada ki jai. So therefore, Thakur Haridas, his standard is different level only. And so he says, Tabat vasi, tabat tumi vasi shuna nama sankirtan. You just sit here and hear the holy name. And that lady sits there. Tulasi ratanke baisya namaskara kori. Dware boshi nama shuni bole hori hori. So Haridas Thakur is not telling her glories of holy name. He is not inducing her to chant. He is not giving lecture also. He is simply allowing her to experience his bhajan. And his bhajan is so genuine, so filled with devotion, that it starts impacting her. And then after 3 days, she surrenders at the feet of Thakur Haridas. And she says, please forgive me. Please forgive me, I made a big mistake. Vaishya kohe kripa kori kara upadesh. Please tell me what I should be doing and give me this upadesh. Ki mora kartabhya jate jai bhava klesh. How can I overcome the influence of material energy? So when Thakur Haridas hears this, he immediately tells her, Nirantar namalao kara tulasi sevan Ochirat pabe tabe Krishnira charan. Continuously chant the holy names and worship Tulasi. Why Tulasi? Because she has pleased successfully Krishna. And therefore, she becomes the means to allow us to serve and worship and please Krishna. Tabe sai Vaishya Gurur Agya Loila Gruha Vitta Jeba Chila Brahmanere Dila. So that prostitute at that point takes Thakur Haridas's instructions very seriously. Gruha Vitta Jeba Chila. Whatever she had at home, she distributed to others. And she starts practicing the process given by Thakur Haridas, the process of chanting of the holy names. And so, Tulasi Sevana Kare, Charvan Upavas, Indriya Damana Hoila, Premera Vikas. So she offered obeisances to Tulasi. She controlled her eating. She controlled her senses. And then gradually she experienced transformation of her heart and the manifestation of prema or love of Krishna. Prasiddha Vaishnavi Hoila Parama Mohanti Bada Bada Vaishnava Sara Darshane Tejanti. And she became an extremely famous, influential spiritual personality. And some of the greatest devotees of that time would come and have her darshan. So this pastime reveals the power of spiritual absorption. Thakur Haridas was spiritually absorbed, because of which nothing and no one could distract him. And even those who came to distract him became attracted by the potency of his spiritual absorption. And they got completely transformed. And that is the power of the spiritual absorption as described here in the pastime of Thakur Haridas. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada, he mentions the philosophy is powerful, but the philosophy translates into impact to the extent we are able to practice it with absorption. Nirvikara Haridasa Gambhira Ashay Bolite Lagila Tare Hoya Sadai. And Thakur Haridas could be so absorbed because he was extremely focused on his intention. Gambhira Ashay, which means his intention was deep. He realized he has been empowered and ordered by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to demonstrate the power of the holy name. Sit in Siddha Bakul and chant. Yes, Rupa and Sanatan were excavating lost holy places in Vrindavan. Advaita and Nityananda were preaching in Bengal. Many other devotees were doing many other things, but Thakur Haridas knew, I have been asked to do this service. Let me remain absorbed in praying for that service. And when the service comes, let me be absorbed in executing that service. Otherwise, many times we become distracted by other service. And we get distracted by what others are doing and start thinking, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. And that distraction is going to simply cause anxiety to all of us. We had one brahmachari in our temple who did not know how to sing at all. For several years, when he went to his program, he sang the same Hare Krishna dhun, regular dhun. And because he did not have musical ability, his kirtan also sounded like loud japa only. So the congregation asked him, last 4 years, you are coming here, regularly doing program. We appreciate that. But last 4 years, you are singing same tune. Can we have a new tune? If it is not too much. Tunes don't cost anything. So can you sing a new tune? And he said, yeah, fine. And he went back to the temple, told another devotee, teach me how to sing a new tune. So he taught a new tune. He thought he caught it. Because that's what happened when we hear some nice tune, we think we got it. And then he goes to the program next week. And then when he sits in front of the mic, the tune goes out of his head. Same Hare Krishna dhun. So the congregation says, Hare, last time we told you to sing new tune, what happened? Says, no, I tried. Says, no, please try once more. So he again goes and tells this gentleman, you taught me, but I forgot. So he said, Baba, you cannot remember anything like that. Your program starts at 7 o'clock. I'll start teaching you at 6 o'clock. Continuously go on singing without stopping. Go to the program singing and directly sit on the Vyasasana and continue the singing. There is no way you will forget it. He said, you are a genius, yeah. So he taught him at 6 o'clock. He continued singing all the way in the local train. He was getting smashed from all sides. People thought, oh, he's in bliss. He was singing and singing and singing. He came to the program. Just before sitting on Vyasasana, he offered obeisances to Prabhupada and said, Namo Om Vishnu Padaya. He got up, forgot the tune. That day he realized, let me be myself. Whatever service I can do peacefully, let me do that. Than trying to imitate someone. You know, Radhanath Maharaj in his lectures sometimes makes the sound of animals, imitates animals. So I also developed desire once. I should also try that. Nobody told me, but I just thought, it's a new twist. We should also always do skill upgradation. So I thought I'll also try, but I was shy to try in front of regular devotees. So I got a chance where they organized Janmashtami program in a remote village in Maharashtra. I said, nobody is devotee here. All new people. And it was all pre-internet days. So whatever I tried would not be transmitted anywhere. So I thought this is a good opportunity to do my trial. So it was Krishna herding the cows, pastime. So I made some sound of cows. And I thought I did a good job. After the lecture, one villager came to me and said, which animal was that? I said, what do you mean? Arey, gocharan dila thi to kya gaiya hi thi? It was cow only. He said it did not sound like cow at all. I said it was Mumbai cows, you know. He got confused, so I left. After that, I never tried. So therefore, when you are asking for seva, and when the seva comes, whatever you can do to the best of your ability, you should try to do, rather being in anxiety that I am not doing what that person is doing, that person is doing, that person is doing. And many times, comparison becomes the thief of competence. And we are unable to do what we can potentially do. And therefore, Akrura says, Deha Bratan Iyan Artho Hitva Dambham Bhyam Shucham Sandeshat Yo Hare Linga Darshana Shravanadibhi. I am seeing the dust of Krishna's lotus feet on the dust of Braj. I have been carrying this body for millions and millions of lifetimes. only for this purpose. When the day will come, when the soul will come in contact with Krishna in any of his forms. And therefore, this opportunity to be spiritually absorbed is a very rare opportunity, rare fortune, and we must do our level best to try to engage in this. Vayam dhanya tamaloke guropi kshatra bandhava vayam pibama muhustatta punyam Krishna kathamritam. Parikshit says to Shukadeva Goswami, we are the most fortunate, dhanyatama. This is in the 10th canto and only 3 more days are remaining before he will be bitten by Takshaka and he will die. How can someone call himself the most fortunate 3 days before death? So the Acharyas explain one who gets the association of devotees is fortunate. One who gets to hear and chant in the association of devotees is more fortunate. One who gets to hear and chant in that association is more fortunate. So then the question is, who is most fortunate? One who gets prasad after that? Who is most fortunate? One who gets to hear and chant in that association repeatedly, again and again, is most fortunate. So there was this devotee of Ram called Ram Das, and this was in a town in South India called Bhadrachalam, the forests. So there was this poor lady inside that forest, and she found one beautiful, deity of Ram, and she was worshipping. And then one day inside this forest, this local governor, Ramdas, saw this deity, and he was in bliss, and he started worshipping. And so this lady said, I was worshipping in a simple way because I'm, simple village woman. But now if you are worshipping, you should make a beautiful temple and worship as per your stature. So Ramdas said, Arey, I don't have funds and everything. She says, Arey, you are collecting so much of tax. What is the problem with funds? So Ramdas started thinking, and then he was supposed to be giving a certain amount to the, another king who was there. So he kept some portion from that and used it to build a temple for Ram. And he installed the deities of Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanumanji, and he was worshipping it. The king found out. And the king arrested Ramdas and put him in jail for misappropriation of funds. So inside the jail, Ramdas was very upset. With whom? With Ram. And he started complaining, my dear Lord, what do you think? From where you think this beautiful dress and necklace which you are wearing has come from? Your father gave or what? It was me who organized this. From where you think that beautiful necklace around Sita Devi's neck is? Did Janak Maharaj give? I organized it. And he went on complaining that whatever I did was for you. And this is what you're doing to me? That night, Lord Ram and Lakshman appeared in the dream of that king. That king was from another religion. Appeared in his dream and started beating him left and right. And told him, you better release him, because whatever he has done is for our pleasure. And when he got a severe thrashing, first thing in the morning, he ran to Ramdas and said, my God, in the middle of the night, your Lord Ram and Lakshman came, and this is what they said to me, and this is what they did to me. I am releasing you. Please forgive me. When Ramdas heard this, he became even more angry. My dear Lord, I am the one worshipping you and you are appearing in his dream. What is going on? He has not even worshipped you. He doesn't know you and you are appearing in his dream. So when a devotee is fully spiritually absorbed, then he goes deep into that practice. So that's the first principle, spiritual absorption. The second principle is emotional sensitivity. That when we are practicing with other devotees, we need to be emotionally sensitive to those who are with us and also sensitive towards those who are suffering in this material world and offer compassion. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is meeting Sanatan Goswami in Jagannath Puri, Srila Sanatan Goswami has just contracted a severe skin disease. And because of that skin disease, he's thinking, I will commit suicide. Why? Because my body is oozing with such infectious pus. If Lord Chaitanya or any of the devotees touch me, they will get infected. I am a liability to this association. I'm useless. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to know about this, without Sanatan telling him, because the Lord is the Supreme, he can understand the heart. He says, Deha tyagadi tamo dharma pataki karan sadhaka na paile tae pai Krishna dhan. He says, you cannot get Krishna by giving up your body. Deha tyagadi tamo dharma. It is actually tamo dharma. And therefore, sadhaka na paile. Sadhak cannot get Krishna like that. And so he says, Kubuddhi chhadiya karashravana kirtan ochirata pabetabe krishnera charan. Give up this mentality and chant the holy names. You will attain Krishna very soon. Bhajanera madhye sreshtha navavida bhakti Krishna prema Krishna dite dhore maha shakti. O Sanatan, please do not contemplate giving up your body. Please focus on how you can engage in bhajan. Amongst the processes of bhajan, one of the highest is Navavida Bhakti. You will attain Krishna very soon. Tara madhye sarva sreshtha nama sankirtan nir aparadhe nama loile pai premadhan. Amongst all of these processes is the chanting of the holy names. And this must be performed without offenses. By respecting the other devotees. By being a servant of the other devotees. And so he says that Prabhu kahe tomar deha pradhana sadhan tomar sharira ei. I will accomplish various tasks through your body. Your body is my pradhana sadhan. And therefore, what I am going to do, Tomara Sharira Mora Atma Samarpan, you have already surrendered your body unto me. Bhakta Bhakti Krishna Prema Tatvera Nirdhar Vaishnavera Kritya Ara Vaishnava Achar. O Sanatan, I have a mission for you. You explain to people what is bhakti, what is bhakta, what is Krishna Prema? Krishna Bhakti Krishna Prema Seva Pravartan Lupta Tirtha Uddhara Ar Vairagya Shikshan. And you excavate lost holy places of pilgrimage and rediscover Sri Vrindavan Dham and install deities and develop temples of Krishna. So Srila Sanatan Goswami had just heard from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for an extended period of 2 months in Varanasi. The entire philosophy he had heard, but still he became hopeless. And therefore, sometimes in spite of knowing the philosophy, one may go through excruciating, challenging situations in life because of which one may become hopeless. And in that state of hopelessness, the philosophy which we carry within our heart and the philosophy which we share with others may not come to our rescue because we lose access to that. At that moment, the only thing which can rescue us, support us, help us is another Vaishnava's care. So here is Sanatan Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis, the leader of the Goswamis in Vrindavan, who has heard from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a politically savvy person who would advise Nawab Hussain Shah, who was a master of political strategy, intelligence, par excellence. But in that situation in Puri, when he was overwhelmed with a disease, he just felt hopeless. At that time, Lord Chaitanya reached out to him in the mood of a compassionate devotee, supporting another devotee. And therefore, to be emotionally sensitive is extremely important. Then only we will be able to actually understand what others are going through and support them in their devotional journey. That's the essence of devotee care. To understand what a person needs at a particular moment. The devotees were engaged in doing kirtan in Australia on the streets. The police caught these devotees, put them in jail. What was the charge? Creating nuisance in the street. They wrote a letter to Prabhupada that we are in jail. To be released, we need to pay bail. The bail amount is this much. What should we do? Prabhupada said, no bail. Stay in jail and chant Hare Krishna loudly every day. 6 or 7 of you are there, enough. Do kirtan. And Prabhupada said, you continue kirtan, they'll release you. So they started doing kirtan in the jail every day. All the other prisoners were getting bored. They also started chanting. When the prisoners started chanting, the jail guards thought, why we should stop? The jail guards also started chanting. So one day, the jailer came for a visit. One of the guards looked at the jailer and said, Hari Bol. So the jailer got bewildered. He said, who's this? What's going on? He called the devotees and said, I'm releasing you right now. You come directly when the court date comes. They said, but we have not paid the bail. We are not qualified to be released. Because the devotees thought their program is going on better inside the jail. Because one of the advantage in jail program is audience is guaranteed. They can't run away. So they wanted to continue. And the jailer said, you guys are more dangerous inside the jail than outside. So Srila Prabhupada was a very successful leader because he had 5 qualities. He was humble, he was enthusiastic, He appreciated all devotees. He recognized excellence. And he gave creative freedom. So Shyam Sundar Prabhu also, he came to Prabhupada and said, I have no qualification. Prabhupada said, no, you come to India, let us spread the movement in India. Prabhupada empowered him, organized the Cross Maidan program. First time he's coming to India and immediately given responsibility of a big Pandal program. So Shyam Sundar Prabhu was driving the car in Kalbadevi market. Suddenly his car hit somebody because he was used to driving in America, first time in India. And he didn't know what was going on because only license is not sufficient. In that period when he had no background, no understanding how this place functions, he was trying his best, but he hit somebody. That person fell on the ground right in front. Shyam Sundar Prabhu became terrified and he thought, now the crowd will beat me up. So he took his beads and started chanting. The crowd surrounded, looked inside, and suddenly the crowd started beating that guy who fell on the ground. And Shyam Sundar was bewildered. I made the mistake. Why are they beating him? And then he thought, maybe in India they begin from there. And then they'll come to me. After some time, after they had beaten him, they moved aside and told him, go ahead. He said, why did you beat him? He was faultless. And one of the guys who spoke English told Shyam Sundar Prabhu, you are a devotee of Krishna, spreading the message of Bhagavad Gita and Sanatan Dharma. How dare he disturb you like this? That's why we beat him up. So he thought, my God, what an amazing culture where so much of respect is given to someone just based on his externals. It's such a major responsibility to act according to that. So Srila Prabhupada demonstrated that emotional sensitivity. So to be spiritually absorbed, to be emotionally sensitive. And third, one has to be socially very responsible. Ghare Krishna bhaji more kor ashirvade, nilachal asi jena tomar prasade. Lord Chaitanya tells Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, I am going to South India. Bhattacharya, give me blessings. Give me blessings so that I can return back. So Prabhupada says, what's going on? How can Grahastha be asking blessings of sannyasi? Doesn't make sense. Prabhupada says, no. If someone is worshipping Krishna diligently, sincerely at home, then his home is as good as a temple. So Prabhupada one time asked, why are we running temples? And Prabhupada said, the only reason we are running temples is so that people can come, visit the temple, meet the residents of the temple, and learn how to make their own home into a temple. And therefore, the mission of Krishna consciousness movement, ISKCON, is not to get everyone to come into the temple and stay in the temple. Not possible. One college student, I was giving some prasad. As I was giving him the prasad, he was refusing. He says, Nahi lunga. I won't take prasad. I said, you are a strange guy, refusing prasad. I have seen people refuse Gita. Never met somebody who refused prasad. Why you are not taking prasad? He said, I'm afraid my hairstyle will become like yours. So many times when people connect with us, they're always afraid what they will do. So therefore, the mission may need a few missionaries like us, but 99.9% will be those who will practice at home and learn how to transform their home into a temple. And that's what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he tells Raghunath Das Goswami, who says, I want to leave everything and come with you. Rakshake rahata mohike mone chutibo ke mone prabhur sange nilachale jaba. I want to give up everything and come with you to Puri. Lord Chaitanya says, no. Sthira hoiya ghare jao na hao batul krame krame paye lok Bhavasindukul. You go home, be steady. Purify your consciousness. In due course of time, Krishna will reveal. And how you should practice at home? Antare nishtha kara bahya loka vyabahar ochire koribe Krishna tomara uddhar. Externally, you may be engaged in various activities, but internally, your consciousness must be, I am servant of Krishna. I am not an enjoyer, I am not a proprietor, I am simply a servant. With that mood, one must practice. And with that mood, one becomes detached. The ropes of attachment are removed from us. In Jagannath Rath Yatra, when we were pulling the Balram cart, every 10-15 seconds the Rath would stop. Such crowd, you cannot pull only. And I was thinking, when I'll get to pull at least for a minute, 60 seconds. And towards the end, we started getting that opportunity. Suddenly we were pulling and pulling and pulling. Rath was not stopping. More than 1 minute, we were in ecstasy. Then we realized they had taken out the rope from the Rath only. And we were only pulling on the rope and feeling happy that, oh, we are pulling, we are pulling. There was no connection only. So therefore, if one is engaged in material activities without connecting with Krishna, Jabat ragadayastena jabat kar graham graham jabat mohungri nigado tavat Krishna nate janaha. Brahmaji says, if one is living thinking that I am the proprietor, I am the controller, I am the doer, the home, graham, becomes kara graham. Kara graham is not graham with a car. Kara graham is jail. So therefore he says, connect with Krishna. The rope must be connected. Then every activity you do adds value because Krishna is with you. Your business, your occupation, your family, everything becomes part of your transformational journey. Jai Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagavan ki, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maiya ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki. So therefore, these are the three things which we should try to accomplish in our own spiritual journey. To be spiritually absorbed, to be emotionally sensitive, and to be socially responsible. And then we will become powerful instruments in transforming our own consciousness and transforming the consciousness of anyone we connect with. So I'm very grateful to all of you who are connected to ISKCON of CNJ, Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Temple, for taking to this process so seriously, so diligently. And I thank Madhupati Prabhu and his team of wonderful devotees who are leading you closer and closer to Krishna and to spread the holy names, following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya. I'm also grateful to my friends who have come from Global Indian Scientists and Technocrats Forum, led by Dr. Yeloji, and we are signing a memorandum of understanding between Govardhan Eco Village. Can you stand up, Dr. Yellow? Between Govardhan Eco Village and GIST. And he's running something known as Ahara Kranti. Ahara Kranti is food revolution. And Srila Prabhupada also emphasized revolution through prasadam distribution. So beyond prasadam distribution, we are also going into the areas of responsible food production and how we can connect with the last mile farmers in India and encourage them and inspire them to grow crops which will ultimately be good for the soil, good for the environment, good for health, and how a vegetarian diet is going to be, as per the Ayurveda, is going to be so healthy. And Srila Prabhupada always was a big follower of Ayurveda. And there is a series of magazines called Hope This Meets You in Good Health. There are several volumes of that magazine. It's available freely online, where Prabhupada has spoken about Ayurveda and the principles of Ayurveda. So thank you all very much for giving me a patient hearing. Hare Krishna.
I would like to thank His Grace Gauranga Prabhu with a loud Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Thank you.
Quick announcements. Today's Sunday Peace program is sponsored by Bharat Agarwal, Prabhu family, for their son's birthday, Yajat Agarwal. So we'll cut the cake next week. So sorry for that mistake. But please come if you are here. Bharat Agarwal Prabhu, please come forward, friend. Next Sunday, August 13th, is the Oak Tree Road Radha Yatra, Lord Jagannath Radha Yatra, part of the Independence Day Parade. So please join us on the Oak Tree from Cinder Road, Apna Bazaar, to all the way to Sona Jewelers. Prasadam will be served at 4 p.m. or so at 95 Fiat Avenue, Islin. So please join for next Sunday. And then last day of Purushottam month is August 15th, Tuesday.